The distant star system of Vera 9 had barely begun to twinkle against the void when the first signals of devastation reached Earth. For decades, humanity had expanded into the stars with caution, building colonies in resource-rich systems, but always keeping a low profile among the galactic powers. Vera 9, one of the most promising human settlements, was meant to be a beacon of innovation and cooperation. That beacon had been reduced to ashes. The Galactic Coalition, a sprawling assembly of alien empires, had long regarded humanity as a curiosity, primitive yet stubborn. When reports of a thriving human colony in Vera 9 reached their High Council, they decided to act. A swift strike, they believed, would serve as a warning to the rest of humanity. Expansion had a cost. They underestimated the resolve of humans. The colony itself had little time to respond. Alien warships, sleek and efficient, emerged from hyperspace without warning. Their weapons were designed to obliterate planetary defenses in hours, not days. Vera 9's skies erupted with fire as energy beams tore through the colony's cities, leaving craters and smoke in their wake. Millions of colonists perished in the first wave, and the planet's orbital defenses were shredded as if they were made of paper. On Earth, the transmission of Vera 9's final moments arrived, just as the Coalition's ships vanished back into the stars. The human leaders gathered in the Sol Command Nexus, faces grim, hearts heavy with grief, yet burning with an unyielding fire. Humanity's history was written in struggle, in survival against odds so impossible that other species would have surrendered. And surrender was not a human word. Admiral Celine Vargo stood before the council, her uniform crisp, her eyes sharper than any tactical display. "They think this is over," she said, her voice steady yet cold. "But they have no idea who they've provoked. We will not wait to be struck again. We will strike first, and we will strike with everything we have." The words echoed in the chamber, a declaration of war. And then the human war machine, long hidden behind diplomacy, trade, and peace treaties, began to move. Humanity's true strength was never in stealth alone. It was in numbers, in coordination, and in a refusal to be cowed. Deep within the industrial belts of the Kuiper shipyards, hidden for centuries, humanity's fleet had been growing in secret. Millions of warships, each bristling with weapons, shields, and experimental technology, were waiting for the day they would be called upon. The order was given. Engines roared across thousands of planets, from asteroid colonies to orbital platforms, as human warships prepared to leave their safe harbors. It was a fleet of 600,000 vessels, an armada that no one in the known galaxy had anticipated. Each ship carried the fury of a species that had lost too much to sit quietly. The first to arrive at Vera 9 was the dreadnought Vanguard, a massive carrier bristling with energy cannons and drone squadrons. Its commander, Captain Eric Thorne, had a reputation for both brilliance and ruthlessness. He had studied the Coalition's tactics, their typical strikes, and their overconfidence in technological superiority. "They assume fear can dictate strategy," Thorne muttered to his officers. "But fear only sharpens our resolve." The orbital approach was nothing short of awe-inspiring. Millions of human warships emerged from hyperspace, forming a vast armada that stretched beyond the horizon. The Galactic Coalition's patrols, previously confident in their dominance, were caught off guard. Their sensors struggled to track the sheer number of vessels converging on the remnants of Vera 9. The first exchange of fire was brutal. Alien energy beams met human plasma arrays. Missile salvos collided with deflector shields, and fleets clashed in a cacophony of destruction. But the humans had anticipated every possible scenario. Automated command networks, quantum-calculated trajectories, and adaptive shield modulation allowed the human armada to fight as one organism, each ship a neuron in a greater brain of war. Within hours, the tide had turned. What had started as a simple retaliation escalated into an overwhelming assault. Alien warships designed for speed and precision found themselves outnumbered, outmaneuvered, and outclassed. Their capital ships fell one by one, unable to withstand the coordinated barrages that humans unleashed. On the command bridge of the Coalition flagship, Supreme Admiral Velrath realized the enormity of the miscalculation. "It cannot be 600,000, he whispered, disbelief etched into every line of his face. By the time he issued orders to retreat, the armada had already penetrated their outer defenses, cutting off escape routes, disabling warp gates, and claiming strategic points with unrelenting precision. On Vera 9's surface, Survivors watched in disbelief as the human fleet systematically destroyed the invaders, leaving only devastation for the aggressors. For every human loss, the aliens suffered tenfold. Humanity's legendary tenacity had once again rewritten the rules of galactic warfare. After the dust settled, Earth sent a message across the stars, a declaration and a warning. It was short, direct, and unmistakably human. We are not defenseless. We are not weak. We are not to be underestimated. Any species that threatens our colonies will face the full might of Earth. This is our choice. This is our will. This is our vengeance. The message was more than words. It was a symbol of human resilience, a statement that the galaxy would never forget. The coalition, humbled and broken, had witnessed the terrifying unity of human civilization, its courage, its strategy, and above all, its relentless refusal to be dominated. As the fleet returned to Earth, the people celebrated, but the leaders knew the galaxy had changed forever. Humanity was no longer a fledgling race to be dismissed. They were the storm that no one could predict, the force that could not be contained. Vera 9 had fallen, but humanity had risen, not just in numbers, but in power, in reputation, and in an unshakable position among the stars. Admiral Selena Vargos looked out at the endless rows of returning ships. Her voice carried a mix of triumph and warning as she addressed the command council. Let this be clear to all who watch the stars. Humanity does not forgive. Humanity does not forget. Humanity does not surrender. And now, humanity has arrived. The galaxy would never be the same again.